welfare and improving the quality of life of the peoples of South Asia was the key idea behind this thinking. The increasing interdependence and the notion of shared goals and common concerns were the genesis of the South Asian Association of Regional Cooperation. By realizing the commitment of leaders enshrined in SAARC Charter, we can all progress and bring economic stability and prosperity, including social uplift for our generations. Ladies and gentlemen, in this era of globalization, the world's focus is on finding regional solutions to common problems for the economic and social progress of the masses. Increasing connectivity, ease in communication, freer trade, and finding innovative solutions to hunger, poverty, and food insecurity has helped the world to enhance regional and sub-regional cooperation. The transboundary effects of climate change, spread of diseases, economic spillover, and social evils are being countered by joint strategies at the regional level. The interdependence calls for an ever greater cohesion among the SAARC member states. South Asia is a region of vast opportunities, endowed with abundant human and natural resources. It is home to 1/5 of the humanity and has a rich civilization. Its untapped wealth and underutilized resources provide opportunities for development and prosperity of the region. To optimally harness this potential for the peace and prosperity of our people, SAARC provides a platform to collectively work for making the region free of economic constraints and social ills. Excellencies, Pakistan believes that a SAARC solution to our regional issues by fully supporting all initiatives taken to the SAARC platform, its ideals and objectives as enshrined in its charter, the social charter, and the developmental goals will be the way forward. Pakistan has also been a strong advocate for stepping up regional efforts to ensure energy security through sharing of indigenous sources of energy. Pakistan shares the perspective that connectivity is critical to the progress and prosperity of the region and supports in principle the road, air, rail and water connectivity with the region. We believe that SAARC must position itself to engage interested states and international organizations to develop win-win complementarities for socio-economic progress in the region. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan has made good progress in bringing economic stability in the country. Our government is continuing with reforms agenda for strengthening the legal, regulatory, and supervisory framework aimed at safeguarding stability of the national economy. Time-bound measures to implement the reform strategy for ease of doing business, inflow of foreign direct investments, and upgrading of ratings by international financial institutions has brought back the national economy on track. Performance of the banking sector is also steady, with higher earnings and robust solvency. The trickle-down effect of macroeconomic stability is benefiting the masses. Excellencies, Pakistan is ready to contribute to fulfilling the hopes and aspirations of the peoples of our region. We believe that despite numerous challenges, SAARC has made commendable progress in promoting greater regional integration in South Asia. To make the organization more efficient, practical, and responsive to the expectations of our peoples, all of us SAARC member states, the SAARC Secretariat, and its regional centers and specialized bodies need to make coordinated, sustained, and resolute efforts. Today's deliberations, dear guests, I am confident will give force to our overall efforts to make the South Asian Economic Union a reality. Your valuable recommendations on a range of areas like customs cooperation, avoidance of double taxation, the current status of economic and financial cooperation in the region, including the overall economic outlook of the SAARC economies and impact of global economic situation in the South Asia region, will definitely provide more meaning to the SAARC economies. The outcome of this meeting will complement the agenda of the 19th SAARC Summit, which we are looking forward to hosting in Islamabad on the 9th and 10th of November this year. Let me reiterate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that Pakistan remains committed to jointly working with the national governments of SAARC member states in changing the economic landscape of the South Asian region to get our peoples out of the clutches of poverty, illiteracy, and other social ills. In the end, I must congratulate the delegates of SAARC Finance Secretaries meeting for successfully holding the meeting and forwarding their valuable recommendations for the ministers' meeting. Their proposals and suggestions will surely facilitate the ministers to formulate solid recommendations to be presented to the upcoming summit. Let me extend once again a very warm welcome to Your Excellencies and other distinguished delegates to Pakistan and hope that you would enjoy your stay in Islamabad. I thank you.
SAARC وزرائے خزانہ کانفرنس سے وزیراعظم نواز شریف خطاب کر رہے تھے اور وزیراعظم نواز شریف نے تمام مہمانوں کو کانفرنس میں شرکت کرنے پر خوش آمدید کہا ہے۔ وزیراعظم نواز شریف SAARC وزرائے خزانہ کے 8ویں اجلاس میں خطاب کر رہے تھے اور اس کانفرنس کی سربراہی پاکستان کر رہا ہے۔ 8ویں SAARC سربراہ کانفرنس ہے یہ، اور وزرائے خزانہ کانفرنس کے حوالے سے وفاقی وزیر خزانہ سینیٹر اسحاق ڈار اس کانفرنس کے چیئرمین ہیں، لیکن وزیراعظم نواز شریف نے تمام مہمانوں کو جو کہ اس کانفرنس میں شرکت کے لیے اپنے ممالک سے تشریف لائے ہیں، وزیراعظم نواز شریف کی جانب سے تمام مہمانان گرامی کو خوش آمدید کہا گیا ہے۔ اور وزیراعظم نواز شریف کا یہ کہنا ہے کہ تمام شرکاء کو خوش آمدید کہتا ہوں، اور SAARC 30 سالوں سے خطے میں اقتصادی کی ترقی کے لیے پرعزم ہے، اور وزیراعظم نواز شریف ان تمام مہمانوں کو خوش آمدید کہہ رہے ہیں۔